Hi folks, Roger Cormier, Midwest Outdoors at the 2022 Minnesota Panfish Championship, brought to you by Vexilar Clam and Frankie's Marine here in Chisago, Minnesota. We're just getting out here on the ice, checking on the teams on day one. This is team 46, David and Donald Thomas. And they're on a pretty good bite right here to start the morning. Everyone blasted off at 7 a.m. here, and we're gonna bounce around and check on the teams and learn a little bit about how they're catching bluegills and crappies. Tournament rules are 2-day tournament, 8 crappies and 8 bluegills, and the biggest weight each day is gonna win that first place prize. So let's check in on some teams and see how they're catching these panfish. First morning here, we just caught up with team 32. This is Al Escobedo. He's getting some great fish with his partner, Mario Perzachelli. How you guys getting them this morning?
Oh, they're real finicky, just using really small tungsten jigs, plastics. We haven't really found a color that makes a difference. He started dark, I started light, and we've been kind of just rifling through. Honestly, the biggest thing is the elements for us, keeping everything thawed out. But we're catching them, so we're just gonna keep moving, keep grinding, see if we can't put together a good healthy bag.
So we'll keep an eye on you as the tournament progresses. That's the mess of fish that Al and Mario have started with this morning. Good bag there going. Add a few more to that. Team 16, Zach Nadowski and Jim Hesse, all the way from Lincoln, Nebraska, up here to fish the Minnesota Panfish Championships. And Zach, tell us about your experience here.
Yeah, we love coming up here. Like I said, this is probably our 6th or 7th time that we've done this tournament, and we've been fortunate enough to win it twice over the years.
Fantastic.
We started on crappies early, got some good ones, and now we're trying to catch some more of these green sunfish. So if we can take care of those, I think we'll be in a pretty good spot at the end of the day.
You guys been moving a lot today, or just
yeah, this is
down?
probably our 3rd spot now. I need to start moving and dropping in more holes, because if you fish in the same hole too long, all the little gills come up. We just got to keep moving, getting fresh drops on fish here, and keep putting together a nice bag, hopefully.
Team 52, Adam Griffith and Tony Olson. This is their 2nd spot. They've got a nice bucket of fish going.
All we're doing is basically using pinhead minnow from clam. We're trying to go a little bit bigger to keep the smaller ones away. But honestly, it hasn't really been working. So, but we are catching some nicer crappies on it.
Let's check in with Team 4, Travis Jacob and Paul Fear. They were 2nd in this tournament last year. Let's see how they're doing.
Staying in this basin all morning. Pre-fishing, this was loaded with crappies and nice sized gills, and right now we got nice crappies. We're struggling on our gills. 4 more good gills and I think we'll be okay, because our crappies are pretty good. So.
This is Team 2, Brian McCullough and Andrew Walker. Andrew, tell us about your day.
Yeah, so we were lucky enough to draw number 2, and had just one other team on our starting spot this morning. It was a little slower than we liked, so moved on to our 2nd spot. Got a couple upgrades there, and now we're on to our 3rd spot. And so when the right fish come in, they're definitely firing, but it's just a lot of sorting and finding those right fish at this point.
How deep of water have you been targeting?
8-9 foot with some weeds on the bottom couple feet. And the better fish do seem to be hitting a little higher and firing up pretty quick and taking that bait. Started the day on a white, and that was kind of good for a mixed bag of fish. Everything was hitting that white, but now with these crappies, they seem to really be firing better on the chartreuse.
Tournament championship. Championship at the end makes it a pretty special day. You all know the top 10 fish tomorrow, based on weight. Team number 2 is McCullough and Walker. What'd you catch your crappies on?
Yeah, so I was running a black macula jig with a chartreuse mayfly plastic.
And you were doing the same thing or no?
I had a pink clam drop with a billy rub tickler. Lasted all day. It was the last one I used.
I started out with a spoon, caught crappies on that, and then I went to spikes.
How'd we do? 6.81. 6.81. Good job. Yeah. How'd you do?
Did all right.
Good.
We just fished. It was fun.
7.78 pounds. Well done. We'll see you in a bit, okay? I'll bet. South Center fishing tomorrow.
The story on day one is a lot of teams were able to put together 8 nice crappies, especially with the early morning bite. And some of the teams were able to also get 8 nice bluegills and sunfish here on day one. I'm Roger Cormier. We'll be right back with more Midwest Outdoors. It's day 2 of the Minnesota State Panfish Championships. The top 10 anglers from day 1 are fishing today for the prize money. All of their weights from day 1 have reset to 0, and they did not know which of the lakes on the Chisago chain they were going to be fishing today until last night at the weigh-in. Let's connect with each of the top 10 teams today on day 2 and see how they're catching fish in the Minnesota State Panfish Championship. Let's check in with Andy Walker and Brian McCullough. They were in 3rd place yesterday. Andy, this is your first spot today. Tell us how it's going.
Yeah, so we started on this weed flat here, kind of a shallower weed flat, and we've just been banging around. We got our 8 crappies, our 8 gills.
Nice.
Now we're just looking to upgrade those and try to get some better fish.
Do you guys have a history on this lake?
This is my first time on this lake.
Is that right?
A lot of internet research and a lot of holes being drilled.
Despite this being a large lake, 7 of the 10 teams have centered on this one weed flat here, and they're all catching fish. So it's really going to be a question of who's able to upgrade. Team Nebraska, Zach Nadolski and Jim Hesse. Zach, yesterday you guys were 2nd, and you're on them today too. Talk about it.
Yep, after day 1 yesterday, we were sitting 2nd, and at the end of the day, we lucky enough to catch one of the big kicker crappies, you know, that are still in Chisago there. And then my partner Jim caught like a 9.5 ounce green sunfish that lifted our sunfish bags up. But today the weight's reset. Gonna have to go through a lot of fish today to get the right ones.
Well, the top team on day 1 was Sean Lanke and Mike Race. Sean, tell us about how day 2 is going for you so far.
Well, day 2 is going all right. You know, we're trying to catch a bag, and you know, it's kind of a grind today. They're a little more negative than they were yesterday.
So I got a clam pinhead minnow. There's plastic on there. It's because it's a rugged bait. We're going to be going through so many fish. I don't want to be baiting up all the time. This is a custom rod with an indicator. This is going to be for your smaller jigs and stuff. I like 3 mils on this rod, and we did pretty well pre-fishing, and yesterday was kind of a disappointment, you know, but somehow we still made it here.
Yeah, and you like that bigger profile spoon just to keep some of the little guys off as best you can.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like, we're not catching a particularly lot of fish today, but it seems the ones we are catching are nicer, except for that one. But like, I'll try. If I get rejected a lot, I'll throw that thing down just to catch them, see what they are. And but for a search, we're going for the big fish all the time. We want to catch the bigger ones. So if that's a less numbers game, it is what it is, you know.
Beautiful day, sun came out, it's not so cold anymore, it was fun. We just knew that we were gonna have to move through spots and kind of act like a pre-fish, you know, see if there's different quality fish anywhere. It's gonna be interesting, it's gonna be close bags, I think, because I think everyone found the same class of fish, so it'll make weighing interesting.
4.31, I missed the point. So you know what that means, everybody go home, right? Hot seat, hot seat, hot seat. What was the impression when we drew South Center? Happy or pleased with it or not?
I was kind of happy. I knew we were going to cycle through a lot of fish, but that's what it is.
4.90, they take over first place. Hold on to it, gentlemen, but we're going to see.
I think this kind of lake doesn't really instill confidence in anybody. It's a grind. It's going to be a battle of hands for sure.
I think it could have come down to water.
You put a couple drops in your favor, it could do it.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. How was it? Anything changed from yesterday to today?
I think there's actually maybe more fish in this lake, and well, you had to catch a lot.
4.39. Are you going to do some unseating today?
I don't think so. We'll see.
All right, we're going to see. We probably want to watch this too because it's worth a lot of money. We'll take it, you bet. Congratulations for coming to and doing what you do.
This is great. We're having a blast. We're just excited for making the top of that.
Your 2022 Minnesota Ice Tournament champions, hosted by Frankie's Live Bait Marine, Mr. Clayton Kettering and Ryan Gilla. Give a smile a little bit though.
Congratulations to the winners of the 2022 Minnesota State Panfish Championship, Clayton Ketterling and Ryan Hill. We'll be right back with more Midwest Outdoors.